What if the next time you open an old coin jar, you discovered a single penny worth more than a brand new luxury car? Sounds impossible? Think again. Every year, collectors across the United States discover forgotten coins hiding in dresser drawers, inherited collections, and dusty piggy banks. Most are worth only a cent, but every once in a while, one extraordinary coin changes everything. Today on Coinmaster USA, we're counting down 3 incredible American coins that have stunned collectors with their rarity, history, and eye-popping auction prices. One of these coins may have passed through thousands of hands over the last 80 years, and yet only a tiny number survive in collectible condition today. Stay with me until the very end, because our final coin has a story that even experienced collectors find unbelievable. Let's begin with coin number 1. At first glance, the 1945 no-mint mark wheat penny looks completely ordinary. It's small, it's copper, and millions of Americans have probably held one without giving it a second thought. But that's exactly what makes this coin so fascinating. Sometimes the greatest treasures don't stand out at all. They hide in plain sight. The year was 1945. The world was witnessing the closing chapter of World War II. America was preparing for peace, industries were shifting back to civilian production, and the U.S. cities. Mint continued striking Lincoln wheat pennies for everyday commerce. The Philadelphia Mint produced these pennies without a mint mark, which is why you'll see only the date 1945 on the front. Millions were made. So why do collectors still search for them? Because while many were produced, very few survived in exceptional collectible condition after decades of circulation. Think about where these coins have been. They bought groceries, paid for newspapers, traveled through cash registers, sat inside pockets, fell onto sidewalks, and were stored in jars for generations. Each year left another mark on the coin. That's why finding an original 1945 wheat penny with attractive surfaces and strong detail has become increasingly difficult. Collectors carefully inspect Lincoln's portrait. They examine the wheat ears on the reverse. They check for original color, natural wear, and any signs of cleaning. One important rule every collector should remember is this: never clean an old coin. Even if it looks dirty, cleaning can significantly reduce its collector value. Many beginners accidentally damage potentially valuable coins by trying to make them shiny. Natural surfaces are usually preferred. Another reason collectors enjoy the 1945 wheat penny is its historical connection. This coin represents one of the most important years in American history. Holding one is like holding a small piece of that era. Some exceptional examples, including coins with outstanding preservation, rare varieties, or other desirable characteristics, have sold for impressive prices at auction. Reports of very high values generally apply only to authenticated coins with exceptional qualities, not to every 1945 penny. That is why professional grading is so important. 2 coins with the same date can have dramatically different values depending on condition, rarity, and whether they have unusual features. If you discover a 1945 no mint mark wheat penny, don't assume it's either worthless or extremely valuable. Take time to examine it carefully. Look for strong details. Avoid cleaning it. Store it safely. And if you believe it may be a special example, consider having it professionally evaluated. That's the excitement of coin collecting. Every coin tells a story. Every collection holds possibilities. And sometimes an ordinary-looking penny becomes the highlight of an entire collection. So before you ignore that old wheat penny in your change jar, take another look. It might not make you rich, but it could be far more interesting and potentially more valuable than you ever imagined. If you thought the 1945 wheat penny had an incredible story, wait until you see coin number 2. Its history, rarity, and collector appeal have surprised thousands of coin enthusiasts across America. And its story begins right now. Next up, coin number 2. Coin 2. 1937 no mint mark wheat penny. Now we're moving to coin number 2. And this is where today's countdown becomes even more exciting. At first glance, the 1937 no mint mark wheat penny doesn't look like a treasure. It's an old copper penny that many people would overlook without a second thought. But experienced collectors know that appearances can be deceiving. This coin has survived for nearly 9 decades. Think about everything it has witnessed, from the years following the Great Depression to World War II, the space age, and the modern digital era. Every mark on its surface tells part of that incredible journey. The 1937 wheat penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Since Philadelphia did not place a mint mark on Lincoln cents at that time, these coins simply show the date 1937 beneath Abraham Lincoln's portrait. Millions were produced, but that doesn't mean every surviving example is common. The vast majority entered circulation immediately, buying groceries, newspapers, and everyday necessities. After decades of use, many became heavily worn, damaged, or were lost forever. That's why collectors become excited when they find an original 1937 wheat penny with strong details and attractive surfaces. The first thing experts examine is Lincoln's portrait. They look closely at the hair, cheek, jawline, and coat. Then they turn the coin over to inspect the wheat ears. Strong detail on both sides often indicates a better preserved example. Another important factor is originality. Professional collectors generally prefer coins that have never been cleaned. Natural color and honest wear usually make a coin more desirable than one that has been polished to look shiny. Many beginners accidentally reduce a coin's collector value by cleaning it. Once the original surface is removed, it can never be restored. This is one of the biggest lessons every new collector should learn. Condition plays an enormous role in determining value. Two 1937 wheat pennies may have the same date and no mint mark, yet one might be worth only a small amount, while another, because of exceptional preservation, a rare variety or an unusual mint error, could command a dramatically higher auction price. That is why professional grading services are so important. They authenticate the coin, evaluate its condition, and help establish its place in the collector market. Many collectors enjoy searching through old family collections because valuable discoveries still happen today. Coin jars, inherited albums, and forgotten boxes sometimes contain coins that have not been examined for decades. Imagine opening an old drawer in your grandparents' home and finding a small envelope marked old pennies. Inside sits a 1937 wheat penny that has remained untouched for generations. Could it be an ordinary coin? Absolutely. Could it be an exceptional collectible that deserves professional evaluation? It's possible. That uncertainty is what makes coin collecting so exciting. Every discovery begins with curiosity. Every collector starts by asking questions. And every great collection grows one coin at a time. If you ever find a 1937 no mint mark wheat penny, examine it carefully under good lighting. Look for clear details, natural surfaces, and any unusual characteristics. Store it safely in a protective holder, avoid cleaning it, and consider having it professionally evaluated if it appears to be an outstanding example. Some exceptional 1937 wheat pennies, including very high-grade specimens or coins with desirable varieties, have achieved impressive prices at auction. Reported high values generally apply only to authenticated coins with outstanding qualities, not to every 1937 penny. That's why knowledge is the greatest tool a collector can have. Sometimes the biggest treasure isn't the first coin you notice. It's the one everyone else overlooked. And that's exactly why the 1937 no mint mark wheat penny continues to capture the attention of collectors across the United States. But don't go anywhere, because coin number 3 is about to raise the stakes even higher. Its story, rarity, and collector demand have amazed even experienced numismatists. And trust me, next up, coin number 3. Coin 3, 1927. No mint. Mark wheat penny. We've reached the final coin of today's countdown. And if you've stayed with me this far, you're about to discover why so many collectors say that some of the greatest treasures in America don't shine. They simply survive. This is the 1927 no mint mark wheat penny, nearly a century old. A tiny piece of copper that has witnessed generations of American history. When this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint in 1927, no one imagined that collectors almost 100 years later would still be searching for the finest surviving examples. At first glance, this penny may not look impressive. Perhaps it has dark toning. Perhaps it has black spots from decades of natural aging. Many people would immediately assume it's damaged. But experienced collectors know that appearance alone never tells the whole story. The first step is understanding the difference between natural age-related toning and harmful corrosion. Copper changes over time. Exposure to air, humidity, storage conditions, and the environment can gradually change the color of the coin. Some coins develop rich brown tones while others show darker areas or spotting. Collectors carefully examine whether those surfaces are stable and original. A naturally aged coin with attractive originality is often far more desirable than a cleaned coin that has lost its original character. That's why experts always recommend one important rule: never clean an old wheat penny. Cleaning may seem like a good idea, but it can permanently reduce its collector appeal. Now let's travel back to 1927. America was living through the Roaring '20s. Automobiles were becoming common. Radio was transforming entertainment. The Lincoln Wheat Penny was already one of the nation's most familiar coins, passing through millions of hands every single day. Most 1,927 pennies were heavily circulated. They bought food, gasoline, newspapers, and everyday necessities. Because they were used constantly, relatively few survived with strong details and attractive original surfaces. That's one reason collectors continue searching for them today. When specialists evaluate a 1,927 no-mint mark wheat penny, they study every detail. They examine Lincoln's portrait. They inspect the wheat ears on the reverse. They look for scratches, corrosion, cleaning, rim damage, and unusual characteristics. Even tiny differences in preservation can make a significant difference in collector interest. Another exciting part of coin collecting is the possibility of discovering unusual varieties or mint errors. While most coins are ordinary circulation pieces, certain authenticated varieties or exceptionally preserved examples can attract intense attention from advanced collectors. That's why professional authentication and grading are so important. Two coins with the same date may have dramatically different values depending on their condition and rarity. Imagine finding an old family coin album tucked away in a closet. You slowly turn each page until you reach a space labeled 1927. Inside rests a dark brown wheat penny with no mint mark. Is it simply an old coin? Or could it be a collectible worthy of closer examination? That mystery is what makes coin collecting so rewarding. Every discovery begins with curiosity. Every collection tells a story. And every old coin deserves a careful look before being dismissed. If you ever discover a 1,927 no-mint mark wheat penny, handle it only by the edges whenever possible. Store it in a protective holder. Avoid polishing or cleaning it. If it appears unusually well preserved or has distinctive characteristics, consider having it evaluated by a professional grading service. Some exceptional 1,927 wheat pennies, including high-grade examples or desirable varieties, have realized impressive prices at major auctions. Reported high values apply only to specific authenticated coins with exceptional qualities, not to every 1,927 penny. That is why knowledge is every collector's greatest advantage. Today we've explored 3 remarkable wheat pennies, each carrying its own history, its own mystery, and its own place in American numismatic heritage. Whether you're searching through an inherited collection, a coin jar, or a forgotten box in the attic, remember this: the next remarkable discovery doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it looks like nothing more than an old penny, until the day someone recognizes exactly what it is. If you enjoyed today's journey into rare American coins, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Coinmaster USA, and turn on notifications so you never miss another hidden treasure story. Who knows? The next incredible coin we feature could already be waiting in your collection. This version is exciting for viewers while staying accurate about how rare coin values are determined.